2 minutes. Anybody else need a mic check? Whoa. Some- 1, 2, 3, mic check, hello. 1, 2, 3, mic check, hello. Everyone okay? Everyone good? Everyone's good. Mic check, hello, hello, good, okay. Okay. Sorry, I missed your call.
Good evening, Ruben Delgado here. Just want to give you an update on yesterday's shooting that we had. So again, we're here to talk about another senseless shooting that didn't need to happen, and this time taking the life of a 4-year-old child. So last night about 9 o'clock, our victims were driving westbound on Hillsborough Avenue when they were approached by another car coming up, and I believe we released a video of the other suspect car. Drove up next to him and started shooting into the car, caused the victim to ultimately crash into a pole where she later discovered her 4-year-old child that was in the back seat was shot. You know, this is another senseless murder that's happened on the streets that we're looking for help. You know, as the Tampa Police Department, we've added more cops into the violent crime area. There's no secret we've had an issue with violent crime. We've added more cops in there to focus on violent crime. Every month, you'll see that the Tampa Police Department does a peace walk with the victims of homicide victims, the families of homicide victims. Every month, we find a different area of the city to walk in to try to raise awareness, to try to get people to come forward and tell us what they know. This particular case, we know people know information, right? So we're seeking help on trying to get some more information. Another thing that we've done and will continue to do is work with the community leaders. We have Chairman Goods here and Diane Hart here with us, and we're working closely together to get information to help solve these crimes in East Tampa. So again, with that, I will give it over to the mayor so she has a few words, and we'll be around for any questions after that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. We have got to stop the violence in our city. When I was the chief of police back in 2015, we averaged in the low 20s in homicides. There are 26 homicides in Tampa so far this year. When I was at the Tampa Police Department, we would take around 800 or 900 guns off of our streets every year. To date, the Tampa Police Department has taken over 1,000 guns off of our streets. Now, we know that violent crime has escalated across the nation, but we are not the nation. This is the city of Tampa. We are a very peaceful community. We are a community that comes together when there are any issues that need to be addressed. We come together to celebrate, and we come together when we need to solve problems. We have got to come together to stop this violence. We had a 4-year-old girl who lost her life, and it may have been a case of mistaken identity. Not that it could be any worse that a 4-year-old was shot to death on our streets here in the city of Tampa. As I have said, and as the police chief and Chief Delgado continue to say, there are over 400,000 residents in the city of Tampa. There's just under 1,000 police officers. So the citizens are going to keep crime out of their neighborhood with the police department's help, not the other way around. People know who have the guns. They know who's doing these shootings. And until it personally affects them, they're not coming forward. This is each and every one of us, each of us. This is our responsibility to stop this violence. This is not the city of Tampa. We need people to come forward not only with information about who shot a 4-year-old to death, but about all the other senseless shootings and killings that we've had here in our city. The community has got to get involved, and people have got to start talking.
Mayor or Chief, not sure who wants to field this, but when you say that this may be a case of mistaken identity, is that an indication as to what you're thinking as far as where this investigation is headed? And then B, how would you characterize how solid your leads are in this case?
That would be Chief Delgado.
Yeah, so I mean, it's early on in the investigation. We're looking at all options. You know, certainly when you look at who was in the car, one of the questions is it a mistaken identity, or is there something further here that we need to look into? So again, very early in what we're finding out in the investigation, but again, we're anybody that has any information, anybody that was out there that night that may have heard something or saw something, that's what we're asking for.
And how would you characterize the quality of the information you have so far?
So we need more. I mean, we ultimately need more information to come in. So we have leads. We're working on leads. They're still out there working on leads now. But again, we know people saw what happened. We know people were in the area when it happened. Those are the people we want to talk to. Those are the people that we desperately need to call us and give us information.
You believe there are witnesses?
I would tend to believe somebody saw something, yes.
Let me just say that my heart bleeds for that young mother. I did have an opportunity to go over and speak to her. But what do you say to a mother of a 4-year-old when they're just gunned down senselessly? We have got to come together in our community. We've got to start talking. We have this no snitch rule. Well, only until it affects you. Then you want somebody to snitch. I've had several relatives shot in this very same area. This is ridiculous, community. Parents, you know when children have guns in your houses. I ask you all, call me. I'm open to picking up these guns from you. The part that's worrying me the most is we're not talking about 32s and 22s and 45s. We're talking about how powerful these are weapons of mass destruction that we have right here in our community. You all know where these guns are. Y'all got to start talking. When it hits you at home, then you want the next person to talk. But we need you all to band together. That $5,000 reward that's being given by Crime Stoppers, I'm going to ask for it to be moved to $9,500. We need to raise more dollars. We've got to find this shooter of this 4-year-old. We must do this for our community, and we have so many other unsolved murders. We cannot continue in our community like this. You talk about building a community, you don't build it with guns. So please, you all, let's tell something.
My heart, I don't know where it is right now. I got so many damn calls last night about a 4-year-old being killed. My first day on the job as a police officer, never forget, right on Waters and about 19th Street, the shooting, a young small boy died in my arms. So I know that feeling. I know that mother's feeling. But you know, in my community, they use this slang, putting in the work. Well, damn it, now it's time for our activists, our pastors, our other leaders. We've been putting in the work. But we can't do it all. So now it's time for everyone to put in the work. I don't want to hear about this no snitch. You got a 4-year-old kid that was killed, possibly innocently last night. You can't explain that to me. And those who do know, maybe it's time State rep that we look at some laws saying that if you know something, you don't tell it. Maybe it's time for us to start making some laws to put you behind bars. I'm sorry. We cannot keep on with the senseless killing. I had 3 cousins killed 3 months ago, interstate, also down in Hernando County. So it hits home to us. So I'm tired of hearing on Facebook what are the elected officials doing, the police. Damn it, it's time for everyone to put in the work and get together to do what we have to do to get these guns off the street. And to be able, I don't want to hear, I tell Delgado, don't tell me, well, we don't want the African American community to be upset because, damn it, no. If someone has committed a crime and killed somebody, they got to go to jail. I'm sorry. And I'm telling you from the mayor and the chief, I'll take the heat for it. Right? Well, I don't care. If you've killed somebody and you're out there doing what's wrong, you have to pay for what you've done. It's time for us to put in the work.
Do I have any questions?
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.